Yeah. This here is Koji. Hi. Say hi. Hello. What can you say about dogs uh, being infected by COVID-19? Hmm? What do you say about that? Do you agree? Do you believe that? No? What do you think? No comment. Yeah. Yeah, but I heard that it's not possible. Dogs cannot be infected by COVID-19. So that's a good thing, right? Right? What do you think? High five. Ah, you suck. Yeah. For you animal lovers out there, that's a good thing. Yeah. So far, there's zero case of an animal dying because of COVID-19. So, so they could be asymptomatic, but at least, the very least, they're not dying. But I know, I've heard some reports that dogs or like uh, pets cannot be carriers of said disease. I mean, compared to humans, dogs or dogs do have a lot more. They have stronger immunity than us humans. So maybe this is a hoax. Maybe this is not the case. But this is not something that I've confirmed. I've read about it. I've heard that dogs cannot get COVID-19, but I've had I have to read more on that. So I'll get back to you guys on that so that I can just be very sure. But that's a good thing, right, Koji? Right? What do you think? Huh? What do you think? Yeah, yeah. It's the end of your segment. Okay na. Also, I need to say something about this social distancing. I think we should not call it social distancing. I think for the past few years, socializing has really taken a huge hit because of social media. Social media, I think, should not be called social media as well, because it's like I know we're not thinking of social media as equivalent to socializing, but in our minds, if we keep saying that, it's almost like doing that for ourselves, So let's try not to. I don't want to this social distancing. I don't want us to call it that. Maybe let's call it something else. Let's call it maybe physical distancing. That would be a better term because we really are distancing ourselves physically, not socially. And because if this occurs, like if we put a precedent that it's the socializing that we're trying to avoid, then after this pandemic, nobody will be socializing anymore, and that's very bad for us as humans and as a community. If people no longer socialize, then there's gonna be an even worse pandemic, and that pandemic is gonna be mental, and it's something that's gonna be much harder to cure than a pandemic that's physical in nature. So there we go. Maybe not call it social distancing, just call it physical distancing. Because, maybe we can socialize 2 feet apart, 3 feet apart, 4, 5, 2 meters, whatever. We can still socialize. It's just physically we're a little bit distant. So maybe physical distancing is a better term than social distancing. I was just in discussion with some of my friends. Of course, we can't meet in person, but we have like a group chat where we talk about some stuff that's happening in this country, and we happen to tackle about how the East, how Asia is doing so much better to fight this pandemic compared to Western countries, like for example America, Italy, and France and Spain, compared to how Korea, Japan, China, and let's be honest, Philippines is doing quite well against this pandemic. There, we kind of tackled about the idea that, or like we posed this question: is Asia gonna be the next superpower in the world because of how we are dealing with this pandemic? Um, it's a tough question, and I don't think the Westerners will like this question because they have been in control of the world for so long. They have been advanced in every step of the way compared to the Asians. But right now, I mean, let's be honest. There are certain situations in the world. There are certain crises in the world that, if you act right, if you do something, if you make a difference there, it's gonna be remembered. It's gonna push you into a certain status in the world, and I think this pandemic is one of them. So with how China, Korea, Japan are tackling this pandemic, so I think that's gonna make a huge difference in how the West is like right now, just failing miserably. Even though they had a head start, because China is the one who was infected. So even though they had a head start, it seemed like they were caught off guard. They weren't prepared. With how this is all going, we have the chance to be that, because like the US is in recession, uh, other countries are like the death rates are stupidly high, and you have to think about it. It's gonna really affect their economy, and is that enough for like someone like China or Korea or Japan to overtake them in the world status? Uh, could be, could be. So maybe not yet, but it's a step towards that. Let's be fair. I mean, to let's face it. Like if you're Asian right now and you see how the news is about COVID-19, you have to be proud of how Asians are tackling this. You have to be proud because we may be suffering. All of us are suffering with this pandemic, but like in terms of number, in terms of what we're doing, in terms of the progress that's happening, I think Asia has been doing a great job. So if you're Asian, I think right now you just have to be proud of us. You should have to be proud of what we're doing. We are making a good standard. We are making a good standard of how other countries should attack this pandemic. And it's been a while. It's been a while since we are a leader in something. And in terms of fighting COVID-19, I think Asia is the world leader. I think we are doing a great job. So we have to be proud. Um, Anyway, that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that one. If you want to discuss some of the other topics, you can always comment down below, and I'll get to you sooner or later. You can always watch some of the other episodes or just subscribe. That's always an option. And yeah, always stay safe, guys. Remember, safe is the new sexy. I'll see you in the next episode, and have a great fucking day.